How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. We've got some seriously spooky video clips for you today, so hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content. Just like this. A TikTok video uploaded by Men in Black Revelaciones in 2023 gained significant attention after capturing what appears to be an unusual figure. The clip shows a zoomed-in shot of a strange figure sitting on a rock in a remote mountainous region. Some witnesses said it would be very difficult to reach the boulder where the figure can be seen. Commenters were drawn to the bizarre, contorted posture of the figure. Some suggested it could be a skinwalker or shapeshifter due to its bizarre structure and posture. With no further explanation from the uploader, the video remains a mystery. On May 11th, 2024, TikTok user Charlie829 uploaded a short clip that quickly racked up over 19 million views due to a creepy event caught on camera. The video is filmed by a man in Mexico who was woken up in the middle of the night by strange noises coming from outside his home. The man believes what he heard was a manifestation of El Charro Negro, a ghostly horseman from Mexican folklore said to roam the streets late at night, often as a warning or omen. This bizarre sighting comes on the back of a spate of similar sightings in Mexico. We've shown a few similar clips in just the last few weeks. Are we witnessing the emergence of a new TikTok trend, or is something genuinely strange transpiring in Mexico? On October 4th, 2024, TikTok user Soy Nathanael 33 shared a video that quickly gained traction online. The clip, reportedly filmed by a man in Mexico while waiting for a bus, shows something strange in the distance. The unsettling sight has sparked plenty of speculation. Many viewers pointed out that the glowing eyes resemble descriptions of the Mothman, the legendary creature that some believe has been spotted in this region of Mexico before. Interestingly, one viewer even commented that they had seen the exact same glowing eyes on a different night, but weren't able to capture it in time. Others, however, dismissed the idea, suggesting the eyes could simply be reflection from nearby lights or vehicle tail lamps behind the bridge. Was it just an illusion, or could it be something more mysterious? A reel uploaded by elsukui.tv in February quickly gained over 17 million views, drawing widespread attention across the platform. The footage, recorded by a man driving through a dense forest, shows what appears to be a strange, unidentified animal. As the man films the creature, it seems to move cautiously through the woods, avoiding direct contact with the camera. Viewers in the comments were quick to offer their theories. Some suggested the creature was a timber wolf, pointing to its size and shape as evidence, while others speculated it could be a rare, undiscovered species or even a cryptid. Could this be a known animal with a peculiar deformity, or is something more mysterious going on? In the early hours of Friday, April 18th, 2025, Fort Worth police responded to a chilling 911 call. An anonymous caller reported receiving a disturbing Snapchat photo depicting a woman lying on the ground, covered in what appeared to be blood. The image was allegedly sent by 23-year-old Alexander Taylor Valdez, who resided at 9920 Farmers Branch Street. Officers arrived at the residence around 1:30 a.m. and were met by Valdez at the door. He was reportedly covered in blood on his face, neck, chest, torso, hands and feet, and was holding a Bible. Valdez allegedly told the officers, "It was an exorcism. I was doing witchcraft to kill my mum." Upon entering the home, police discovered the body of 58-year-old Teresita Sison, Valdez's mother, in the master bedroom. She had suffered severe trauma to her face and upper body and was pronounced dead at approximately 2:53 a.m. A deceased dog was also found in the room, along with a broken jewelry box containing blood and human hair consistent with Sison's. Valdez was taken into custody and transported to the police homicide office. He declined to answer further questions and requested an attorney. He is currently being held in the Tarrant County Jail on a $750,000 bond. As the investigation continues, authorities are working to understand the full circumstances surrounding this horrific event. On April 22, 2020, TikTok user Lupe Elizondo shared a short clip that quickly caught the attention of thousands of viewers due to its eerie nature. The strange movement sparked plenty of speculation in the comments. Some were convinced this was genuine paranormal activity, pointing out how unnatural the movement looked. Others, however, weren't so sure. A few suggested it could have been the wind, while others theorized someone might have been pulling it with a string from behind the fence. The uploader responded to some of the skeptical comments, claiming no one was home at the time, which is why no vehicles are in sight. They also added that they later found out their home was built over an old burial site. Regardless of the explanation, the eerie footage continues to spark curiosity and debate. A video has recently gone viral across the internet, gaining over 35 million views after shocking footage from a CCTV camera surfaced online. The video, captured inside an interrogation room in Tijeras, New Mexico, shows a man accused of a gruesome crime pulling off something no one saw coming. The man in question has been identified as 24-year-old Adlai Mestre, who was being held by the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office. According to court reports, officers responded to a home on Young Road after a neighbor reported hearing gunshots. Upon arrival, Mestre was found covered in blood and armed with a gun. Authorities later confirmed that he had allegedly killed his family and even shot the family dog, which sadly had to be euthanized due to the injuries. With millions of views and no shortage of shock, the footage has left people questioning how something like this could happen during an active murder investigation. What are your thoughts on this chilling escape? On the night of December 19, 2018, residents of Washington, D.C. reported witnessing an enormous, dark, pyramid-shaped object hovering silently over the Pentagon. Multiple videos surfaced online capturing the phenomenon from different locations.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, but just because I was talking.
This perspective was captured from a vantage point overlooking the city.
What's that ship? This alien spaceship, I tell you.
Meanwhile, a second witness spotted the object while driving along a highway that skirts the Pentagon.
Look back! Look back!
You can make out a strange pyramid-like structure hovering in the air.
I see it. Slow down, man. Slow down.
A third eyewitness captured footage from the Arlington National Cemetery. Some witnesses described it as semi-translucent, while others compared it to an enormous tetrahedron suspended in the night sky. The footage quickly gained traction online, with many speculating about its origin. Some believed it to be a genuine, unidentified flying object, while others suggested it might be a top-secret military craft or even a sophisticated hoax. The Pentagon did not issue an official statement regarding the sightings, leaving the incident shrouded in mystery. Interestingly, this wasn't the first time such a phenomenon was reported. In December 2009, nearly a decade earlier, residents of Moscow witnessed a similar event. A colossal pyramid-shaped object was seen hovering over the Kremlin, Russia's seat of power. Videos of the incident were broadcast on Russian news channels, and witnesses estimated the object to be up to a mile wide. The object reportedly hovered for hours over Red Square, drawing comparisons to an Imperial cruiser from the Star Wars films. Despite widespread media coverage, Russian authorities provided no official explanation, and the event remains unexplained to this day. The striking similarities between the 2009 Moscow and 2018 Washington, D.C. sightings, both involving enormous, silent, pyramid-shaped objects hovering over centers of political power, have led some to speculate about a possible connection. Are they evidence of advanced surveillance technology, either terrestrial or extraterrestrial? Or are they elaborate hoaxes designed to provoke public intrigue? What do you think is really going on here? Let me know your theories down in the comments below. In late March 2025, a Reddit user Sour Cloudy uploaded a 3-slide post that quickly gained attention due to a mysterious detail spotted in the images. The photos were taken at Fort Pulaski, a historic site located in Georgia. The first image shows a distant shot of a bunker, while the second slide is a more zoomed-in picture of the same structure. That's where things get strange. The second photo appears to capture a dark figure standing inside the bunker. The title of the post suggests it looks like someone in uniform. What makes it even more bizarre is that in the third slide, taken from a different angle, the same dark shape is still faintly visible. The post has sparked mixed reactions in the comments. Some users believe it's just a water stain or shadow, giving the illusion of a human figure. Others speculate it might have been a tourist who happened to be standing inside. However, a few people believe it could be something paranormal, possibly the spirit of someone who once served there. OP also replied to a comment claiming they didn't notice anyone in the bunker at the time the photo was taken. With no clear explanation, the post remains unsettling. Before we get to that number one spot, remember to hit subscribe, smash like, and leave some comments below. Also share this on your socials to spread the wise word of ham with your friends and family. Over the last few weeks, we've been covering this developing story closely, and now more fascinating details have emerged. In a compelling episode of the Weaponized podcast, filmmaker Jeremy Corbell and veteran investigative journalist George Knapp delved into a gripping eyewitness account involving a startling UAP sighting aboard the USS Jackson, directly interviewing Senior Chief Operations Specialist Alex Dietrich, also identified as Alexandra Wiggins, a first-hand witness to the event.
Yeah, so I was alerted by Admiral Tim that you and George Knapp had obtained a video of the ship I was on. Through Admiral Tim, he got me in contact with you, Jeremy, and that's how I was able to, kind of talk with you and get to where we are now.
On a seemingly routine evening in February 2023, around 8:30 p.m, Senior Chief Dietrich was stationed off the coast of San Diego, serving aboard the USS Jackson. While monitoring radar as part of standard procedures, Dietrich noticed something highly unusual: multiple unknown contacts appearing on screen northeast of their position.
There was a time that I witnessed on my radar a few contacts popping up. It was northeast on the contact on the radar. The radar's in true.
Having more than 2 decades of Navy experience, Dietrich immediately sensed something was off.
Looking at the radar and noticed a few things come in and out. I've been in the Navy for 23 years, so as an operations specialist. So that night, I noticed that I couldn't differentiate what was what at all.
Intrigued by these anomalies, Dietrich stepped onto the ship's bridge wing to investigate visually. It was then he observed an extraordinary phenomenon: a bright white light emerging vertically from the ocean's surface and ascending steadily into the night sky.
To my surprise, which is something I've never witnessed, was a light I noticed on the horizon, but it looked as if it were surfacing out of the water and going up.
Unlike anything he'd seen before in his naval career, this object emitted no blinking lights, displayed no wings or helicopter rotors, and moved silently and steadily, defying all conventional explanations.
Watching this light emerge from the water at a distance and then go into the air with a solid light, no blinking or anything, I've never noticed that and witnessed that ever in my life.
At approximately 8:35 p.m, after visually confirming the object, Dietrich quickly alerted his crew. They trained the ship's sophisticated thermal imaging system known as Sapphire toward the anomaly, capturing an astonishing video showing 2 distinct tic-tac shaped objects hovering silently in perfect formation. Dietrich emphasized the objects exhibited no exhaust plumes, wings, or any of the typical propulsion signatures expected from known aircraft, just perfectly smooth, white, capsule-shaped objects remaining in tight, unwavering formation. As Dietrich recounted, the crew soon widened their sensor view, realizing to their amazement there were 2 additional identical UAPs nearby, making 4 in total. The entire watch team stood captivated, observing these 4 objects maintain perfect synchronized alignment, hovering without sound or visible propulsion.
And it's just synced together, all 4 objects.
Then roughly 30 seconds later, all 4 objects simultaneously and instantaneously accelerated toward the northeast with extraordinary speed, disappearing beyond view.
When I say they left, they really left as one unit of 4 objects, all at the same time. So
Dietrich vividly described the precise and simultaneous departure of these UAPs as akin to a highly coordinated military maneuver, either controlled by one intelligence source or executed through astonishingly advanced synchronization. Dietrich, who spent his career identifying and analyzing airborne contacts, underscored that conventional explanations, such as airplanes or drones, were quickly ruled out. In fact, moments after witnessing the event, Dietrich challenged a skeptical officer aboard the ship by focusing the thermal sensor on a distant commercial aircraft, clearly highlighting its distinct heat signatures, wings, and propulsion system, emphasizing the stark contrast with the unexplained objects they'd just encountered.
I was able to disprove his skepticism like within 20 seconds. That what we witnessed was probably an airplane. We were just zoomed in so far that it just looked like a small tic tac, but disproved like within 20-30 seconds. And he didn't really say anything after that. He just kind of chuckled and laughed.
Additionally, aerospace analyst Merrick, who appeared later in the podcast, analysed the footage in detail. Merrick confirmed that these UAPs displayed no recognisable exhaust signatures and maintained a precise formation throughout the sighting, entirely inconsistent with conventional aircraft. He further noted the remarkable similarities between this 2023 USS Jackson encounter and the now famous 2004 Tic Tac UAP sightings also observed off the Southern California coast. In the interview, Dietrich clarified he did not perceive the UAPs as hostile. Rather, his primary concern was identifying and documenting the unusual contacts responsibly. He emphasized that while sightings like this occur frequently among Navy personnel, they rarely reach public awareness. This event stood out dramatically due to its clarity, duration, and extraordinary nature, prompting Dietrich's decision to speak publicly, contributing to the ongoing conversation around military encounters with UAP.
I'm just someone who witnessed something that was out there, again, in the video, that, hey, you know what, I was there. I want to give you my firsthand, witness testimony as to what occurred on that video and a little bit after that video, and just here to add to anything that helps us understand what's actually out there.
Dietrich concluded by expressing his desire to support transparency and understanding of these events. Far from being a whistleblower or critic, he stated clearly that his goal was simply to provide eyewitness testimony and help shed light on an ongoing mystery.
I don't view myself as a whistleblower. It's just someone who was eyewitness to a video and to an experience that happened that most people, on the planet A don't ever see in their lives, but don't have a way of explaining.
So what did the crew of the USS Jackson truly encounter that February evening off the coast of San Diego? Could these tic-tac-shaped objects be evidence of highly advanced foreign technology, or perhaps something even stranger? As Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp explored this riveting account firsthand, the USS Jackson incident has now become yet another extraordinary chapter in the ongoing investigation of unidentified aerial phenomena. What's your take on these events? Could these sightings finally help unravel what's really hiding in our skies and our oceans?
Well, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow us on all our socials as well. We've got all those links in the description box down below there. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.